Okay, good evening, everyone. So we'll start. So am I audible? So please confirm so that the communication should not be one side. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes, 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 fine. Okay, let me share the screen. So I'm sharing the screen. Please confirm whether the screen is visible or not. Yes, fine. Whether the screen visible? Yes, whether the screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, fine. So in the last class, we have seen some different tags like multimedia tags. So in the multimedia tags, we have seen how we can add an audio into our web page, how we can add a video into our web page, and how we can add some of the graphics like if you want to add circles, I mean different polygonal shapes. So we have seen using the SVG tag, so we can do it, right? And we have moreover we have seen the use of iframe tag. What is the use of iframe tag? Please, anyone, what is the use of iframe tag? So we have seen in the previous class.
Adding other web page into a web page, sir.
Yes, that's good, that's fine. So if you want to add any page, any web page, and I mean any page running on particular area, so we can do so by using iframe tag. Okay, so that is the actually the use of iframe tag. Okay, so these are the some of the recaps just I have mentioned. Okay, so today we are going to discuss one of the most important element of an HTML page called form. Okay, what a form is, what is a form? So we may know that while applying for any job, I mean any for applying for, I mean for registering to any site, we may have got some information. Okay, to fill that information. So in that particular form, so that is called as a form. Say if I take over here, so I have just a form designed over here. So I hope the screen is visible. Please confirm if not. Okay, so we may need to enter the details of a person or a student, let it be the name we can enter, and his age, something like that. Okay, for example, we are applying for any job or any I mean company. Okay, similarly the gender. Okay, gender. So there will be two options, male. Okay, so there is a, I mean, button called as radio button. Okay, similarly we have female, one more button. Okay, here only, right? So then uh, we can enter our address. Okay, enter our address. So for entering an address, we may have got some lines of information to enter. Okay, some lines of information we can enter over here. Okay, so address, and then we can have we will submit this button, I mean this form. We will submit this form. Okay, this is how the form look like. I mean basically what a form is. Form is needed to gather the information, to gather the information from the user, right? Isn't it? So for gathering the information, we are requiring the form, and form has several elements associated with it. Like if you talk about, this is a text box. Okay, text box. Text box means we can enter some, I mean line, a single line of information over it, right? So this is a text box, and this one is what? This is a radio button. Okay, this is a radio button, so we can enter, I mean we can select any one among them. And we have this one is text area. I mean in the text area we can have enter some lines of information, like our address is, our address may contains several lines of information, like somewhat a second cross, this area. Okay, Bargur, and this particular Tamil Nadu. Okay, and particular district. Okay, so this much of information we can enter. In for entering some lines of information, we will use a text area. For entering single line of information, we'll use a text box. Similarly, we have several other elements. Okay, in a form we can have different checkboxes. Checkbox. What is a checkbox? Checkbox is we can select. I mean, for example, if I specify over here the languages noun. Okay, languages noun. So the languages known by a person. Okay, what are the languages he knows? Say, if I add over here Hindi, okay, so there will be a box so that we can check or uncheck over here. Similarly, English, okay, so over here English, and similarly I'll add over here Tamil. Okay, then we have okay, so this is selected. The language which we know is we have selected it's Tamil, and we can have many number of checkboxes over here. I have already over here the Kannada. Okay, so Kannada, we know Kannada. Okay, so just so this is actually a checkbox. Okay, checkbox means so it gives user to select multiple. Okay, so we can over here check many things. Okay, because a person may know Hindi, he may know Tamil, he may know English. Okay, so he may not knowing the Telugu. Okay, so that's why the it is not checked. Okay, so this type of user interface will be provided. Okay, so that is called a checkbox. Okay, similarly any other form element, so we have a selection box as well, so called select box. Okay, select box or this is called also called as drop down. Okay, though how the selection box will look like. For example, you may have seen while browsing or while registering to any form or registering any, filling the registering for any application. So you may have asked the state. Okay, your state, select your state. So in that state, we will be having all the states from from India. Say over here. So the first we have selected over here is Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu. Okay. So we can select any other state. So if we click over here, so we may got a list of states. Say Karnataka, Delhi, Kerala, something. So all this list will be available, and we can choose one among them. So that is called a select box. Okay, that is called a select box. So these are the different, form elements available. We will use it. We will see how it will work, how we can use it by using an example. Okay, see over here what a form is. A forms are required to collect different kinds of user inputs. Okay, different kinds of user input, such as contact details like name, email address, phone numbers, credit card information, etc. So this type of information we can gather from the users. So for collecting the different kinds of information, we require a form into our web page, right? Into our web page. So what are the attributes? What is the tag we need to use for defining a form? We have a form a tag called form only. Okay, we have a tag. What is the tag? Form tag. So we'll use a tag called form. So this is the tag. Okay, so this is the opening, and let it be this is the closing. This is again a paired tag. Okay, paired tag. This is the form. Okay, so over here we can specify any number of form elements. Okay, any number of form elements we can define over here. And as I told in the previous classes as well, we can have any properties. For a particular tag we can have any number of properties. Say for this exam, this form tag, so we have certain properties. Okay, certain properties like one property is method property. Okay, method property. And one more important property is what? Action property. So what is the use of this? Basically, for a method property, we will have two options. Either we can specify get method, or we can specify post method. Okay, post method. Okay, make sure that HTML is not a case sensitive. We can use smaller, I mean lowercase letter get or the uppercase letter get. It doesn't matters. Okay. Then when we talk about action attribute, what is the use of this action attribute? Action attribute is needed once this form data is collected, right? Whenever we are submitting, when we are submitting the data, when we are submitting the data, so where this data needs to transmit, okay, where this data need to be accessed in the server side page, so that we need to specify in the action attribute. Okay, so we'll do it so that it will be clear. Okay, so let me show over here. So we have several, I mean the important property which I have discussed is action. So what we need to specify in the action URL, it is a URL where the form data will be submitted. Okay, if blank, okay, if the action attribute is blank, it sends the data to the current page. Okay, it sends the data to the current page. And we have one more attribute called method. So the use of method attribute is what? So here how the data is sent. Okay, whether it is sent in the form of get or in the form of post. If we are sending the data in the form of get, so how it will looks, so we will see. And we are using if we are sending the data in form of post, how it will transmit, we'll see it. Okay, and one more we have attribute, yeah, I mean encryption type. Okay, encryption type, this is also needed. Okay, I mean these are all the optional attributes. Okay, these strictly we need not require. We'll see how this will help once we create the form. Okay, and we can have name and ID for uniquely identifying a form. Is it clear, students? Till now, is it clear? Yes, students, please.
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes. Okay, what we'll do is now, so we'll create a form so that the things will clear. Okay, see here. So this is simple, a form containing two fields only. So what we are accepting from the user, we are accepting the first name and the last name of the user, right? So in this way, so by using this, particularly by using the text box, we are asking the user to enter the first name, and by using the text box we are asking the user to enter the last name. Okay, so now we will use it. We'll create a form. So let me create it. So I have this is my VS code. So what I'll do is I'll create a new file over here. So this is the previous class ones. Okay. Yes, I'll create a form, or I mean a file. So this is my file. I'll name this file as, let me name this file as forms.html. .html. Okay. So we know in VS Code, so the already some part of code snippet will be available. So simply I'm just get the use of those snippet. So we can do so using this exclamation symbol, right? So I'll put exclamation. So then emit abbreviation. So I'll put enter. So this much of code is available for us to use. So here I'll add title, something title over here. Forms in HTML. Forms in HTML. Just I'm giving the title. Okay. For creating a form, as I told, we'll use a tag called a form. So I'm using the form tag. Okay. So we can have in a form. So as I told, there are, I mean, several attribute can be used in the form. So what I'll use is I'll use one attribute called method attribute. Over here, I'll use the method attribute. Method is equal to what? I'll specify post. Post, I'll specify the post. Okay, it is not mandatory that we need to use the post in the upper case only. We can have it in the lower case as well. Okay, don't get confused. So why I have used a post, it doesn't matter whether it is in the uppercase or it may be in the lowercase. Okay. So over here now I'll simply use I'll use some, okay, I'll add some first name, okay, first name. Later, after the first name, what I want is I want a text box to appear there, okay. For adding the text box, we'll use a tag called input, okay. This is input tag is over, I mean in the form, so somewhat it is used for adding different elements. Like if I want to add a text box, I will use that input tag only. If I want to add a button, then also I'll use this input tag only. If I want to add a radio button, then also I'll use. So we'll see how we can use this for adding different elements. Is it clear, students? Please let me know if I am going faster or if anyone facing any difficulty. Okay, knowing the things, please let me know. Again, we are handling the session online. I don't know whether you are able to understand or not. If not, please let me know. Is it till now? Is it clear, students? Please respond so that I may not get confused that I'm the only talking with myself. Okay, so that's the reason. So there should be feedback. Okay, otherwise the data may be, I mean the transmission may be not successful. There should be feedback. So just I'm expecting the feedback from you guys. So you know, is it students? Is it clear? Yes, I guess it's okay. Fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a text box over here. See here in the PPT I have shown after the first name that particular, I mean the text box should appear to enter the first name and then the last name, and again we have added a text box. Then we have two buttons called submit button and the other one is called the reset button. We'll see how this button will work as well. Simply I'm adding the text box over here. Type is equal to, so text, if, I mean the tag is input only, and we have an property called, we have an attribute called type attribute. If in the type attribute we'll specify text, so then it will be text box. Okay, if we specify some other than the text like radio or checkbox, then it will be checkbox. How it will, we'll see. Okay, so I'll name this as something, I mean it is better, it is better to name every form element, because it may be needed that we need to access that particular element, particular field. For accessing, for using that field, we will name. Why the name is necessary? So if there is no name, we can't access. For example, if a person having no name, so how you will call him? Okay, there will be confusion, right? So we need to name this. Everyone has a unique name. So by that name only we'll use to call, we'll use to access that. Okay, for that reason I'm defining the name, let it be f name. F name is nothing but first name. I'm closing this tag. Okay, I have closed this input tag. So let us see how it will looks like. So I'll simply run this till now. I have saved it. So how I can run, open with live server. Fine. Fine, see over here. Is it visible, students? So there is a label called first name. After the first name, there is a text box available so that you can enter something there. Okay, you can enter anything over there. So only it is limited. Okay, we can see only a line of information or certain characters of information can be entered into that particular text box. Okay, is it visible, students? The output of this, is it visible? Please, yes, anyone? Fine, okay. So now what I'll do is I'll add okay, one more I mean field called last name field, so that how it will look, we'll see it. So I'm adding over here last name, so one can enter the last name of his name, I mean last name. Again, I'm adding the input tag. type should be the type property. In the type property, we need to specify text, and we can name why we are naming. In future, it may be required to access this, the value which is entered on this text box. So for that reason, I'm giving the name. Okay. So here I'm specifying L name, last name. L name is last name. I'm closing this input tag. Okay, so that should be that will be appear. Now I'm simply adding. I'm going to add the submit button. So I'm going to add over here submit button. Again, for adding the button, okay, how we can add the button? Input type is equal to what? Submit. Okay, type is equal to submit. I have done. See here the tag is same. The tag is what? Input tag for the text box as well, and for the submit button as well. We have used the same tag called input. Only the differentiating thing is we have specified the attribute type differently. For a text box, we have specified a text, and for a submit button, we have specified it as a submit. Okay, so value is what? Value is what? So what is the label? What is the label that should be appeared on the text, that particular button? So that will specify the value attribute. So value I will specify submit. 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 I will specify the submit. Let us see how it will looks. So I'll simply save this. I'll check in the browser. So as we have installed, yes, fine. That's good. See over here. So we have three different fields. One is the first name, then a text box, then the last name, then the text box, then a button called a submit button. Okay, on which the label is submit. We can change the label as well. So if in the value attribute we specify something other than that, so that will be visible. Okay, so I can specify over here register. So I have specified register over here. So that will be available now. See here over here. Is it clear? Students, is till now is it clear? Fine, I hope it's clear. So again, if you want this to appear on the next line, so we can do so by adding the break. Okay, after each and every element, after adding every field, we can just add a line break. Then it will come line by line, one by one. Let us see how we can add the line breaks. So simply what I will do is, over here I will add break tag. So this break tag allows this will leave a single line break. So similarly, I want each and every field should be appeared in separate line. So for that reason, I'm adding certain, say it may be okay. Okay, fine. So let's check. See over here how it is visible, right? So how the page is rendered. I hope these things are clear to you guys. So I'll add one more button over here, so called reset button. So we see the functionality of each and every button. How fine. I'll add over here input type is equal to reset. Only the thing is the tag is again the same input tag, but the type attribute, the value which we are entering in the type attribute is different. For a text box, we have given text, and for a submit button, we have given submit, and for a reset button, we have given a reset. That's it, right? So we can have the value over here. We can specify the value, or we can leave this. By default, it will take some value. We'll see what it will take. Okay, I have closed this. Input tag. So let's check how it will looks in the page. Fine, over here, see over here the register and this reset. Okay, actually if by default if we not specify any value for a particular field, for a particular button, so for the reset button, the value will be, the label will be reset only. We can change this. If you want to change this particular label on this reset button, we can do so using the value property. Value is equal to, I'll specify over here what I will specify, say clear. Okay, clear. I will specify the clear. So let's see how it will look. See over here. So it is clear. Okay. So there is some functionality of clear, I mean reset button. So whatever I'll put something, say I'll add some name Divya. Okay. So the last name is say Rani, Divya Rani. Okay. So now I'll simply clear. Okay. Clear means so all the data which is entered in the different fields will be vanished. Okay. So will be cleared, will be reset. So that is what the use of reset button. I hope this is understood, right? So then here we have used this submit button. Okay, so there this register is I mean we have used the button called submit. Okay, and for that button we have specified the property, I mean specified the label register. Okay, now I'll add something over here. Say the name I'm simply adding for an example purpose, Divya Rani. Okay, so I'll click this register. Okay, I'll click this button register. See what will happen. So what it is doing, it is again the same form. It is, I mean, coming. I mean forms, same form it is loading. Why? Why? Because we have not specified over here action attribute. Okay, action attribute is what? Action attribute is um, we need to specify the address or the URL of that file where these data is accessed, where these data is used. So that is what the use of action attribute. If we not specify any value for an action attribute, then so that data will be again sent to that page only, that form only. Okay, so we can specify any name over here. So simply I will specify index.html, as we have a file called index.html. So the meaning is, so whatever data is collecting, we are transmitting that data to a file named index.html. Okay, index.html, that data will be transferred. So let us see whether it is transferring or not. So I'll add something, say Raju. Okay, Raj. Okay, fine. Then last name is what? Last name is say Kumar, Raj Kumar. Okay. So then I'll put this submit button register. See over here, it is transferred. It is transferred to a page called index.html. Okay, it is transferred to index.html. So basically, what we'll do is we need to specify the URL of that file where the data is going to be accessed. So that is what the use of action attribute. Okay, I hope the use of action attribute is understood. So if we not specify action attribute, by default it will transmit to the same page. Okay, same page. Or if we leave this attribute, okay, if I leave this attribute, so all this detail will be transmitted to the same page. Okay. Then one more thing. So you may ask, so what is the use of method, specifying a method? So we have two values for method. One is post and another one is what? What is another one? Yes, anyone please?
Get.
Right? So what I mean, what is the use of get? What is the use of post? We'll see. So now what I have specified is, I have specified over here is post. So simply I'm just running this. I'm running this just to check the method post. Fine, this is our page. Okay, now I'll click register. So it is transferred to a page called index.html. I believe it is not, we have changed over here. So we'll see it. I'll save this.
Sir, we can't hear you, sir. Excuse me, sir. We couldn't hear you, sir.
So, am I audible now, friends?
Yes, sir. It's audible.
Yes, yes, fine. Okay. Thanks for confirming. Okay. So now see what I have done is, so I repeat once again, just in the method I have added a property called, I mean method property, I have added a value called post. So we'll see what is the use of post, what is the use of get. Okay. So I'm simply running it. I have saved it. I'll run this. Okay. I'm adding over here some name. Okay, I'm pressing this button. This is again, this is a submit button, we know, right? So I'm pressing this register. See over here in the, this is the address bar. In the address bar, I mean that form is only the available. Okay. Now just observe this. Now I'm changing it to the property called get. Okay, get property. So now I'm just interested to observe. So what will be happen whenever I click submit or when I click register button now. I'm adding over here. So I'll press register now. So observe it, register. I have pressed. Okay. So over here in the address bar, that is called as, this one is called as query string. Okay, this one is called as query string. So what is available, what you have observed? Yes, please. So when I have given get, what has came, when I have given post, what has came, what you guys have, please. Yes, anyone? No. Yes. Yes, students, what is visible? Please, anyone, please. Yes, anyone, please. Aarti, Bhirami, Aishwarya, Akshaya, Aparna, anyone, please. Okay, I'll repeat once again. So what I have done is over here I have added get the method. I mean in the place of form. So as I told, any tag may have several properties. Here the important properties of form are method and action. Okay, and in the method we have two different values. One is get and another one is post. Okay, and one more attribute we have, that is action attribute. In the action attribute we need to specify the URL, the name of the file which this the collected data is accessing, which the collected data is using. So we need to specify in that particular action attribute, right? So now I have in the method attribute I have specified get value. Okay, see what will happen. So I'll run it once again. Okay, I'll run it once again. Okay, I'll run it once again. I have given over here, so I'll refresh. So I'll give something over here, Raj Kumar. Okay, now I'm pressing register button. Make sure this you are viewing the address bar or the query string. This is the address bar where we can enter the address of any URL. Okay, I'm pressing register button. Yes, see over here. Now what is available, what is visible over here? Yes, anyone please unmute and
Last
tell.
name.
Yes, yes. Whatever the data we have collected, so that data is visible over here, right? The first name we have collected and the last name we have collected, that is visible in case of what? In case of get. Whenever the method attribute, the value for a method attribute is get. Okay, whenever the value for a method attribute is get, so it is, I mean, there all those data collected are visible as a form of query string over here. Yes, over here all are visible. If you add one more attribute, that also will visible. We can check it. Okay, I'll add one more attribute over here for our confirmation. Age, I'm adding age. So simply I'm specifying input type is text, or we can specify number as well. We have number attribute as well. So we can, I mean number value as well. Only the number can be filled over there. Name is age. So I'm closing this one, this tag. So I'm adding the break. Fine. So now let us see. Yes, over here it came. Fine. So forget about this alignment and all. So these alignments and all will concentrate when we will discuss the cascading style sheets. Okay. Now I'm simply giving some name. Some name. So Raj. So name is Kumar and his age is say 25. Say I'll press enter. See over here, all fields data will be visible over here. Whatever the first name is Raj and the last name is Kumar and the age is 25. So all will be available, will be visible in the form of query string in case of what? In case of get. Over here in case of get, if we change, if I change this to post, if I change this to post, okay, I have changed this to post. Now I will just run this, and now I'll run this. Okay, now everything is refreshed. Now I'll enter. uh, so the same I mean the value I'll enter Raj, then we have the last name Kumar and age is 25. I'm pressing the register button. So make sure that you are observing this, I mean, this particular field register I have entered. Okay, actually what happened is it is not refreshed. I'll refresh it once again. Okay, fine. So fine. I'll add over here Raj over here, Mar, and the age is say 25. Now I'm pressing the register. See, yes. Have you observed anything? So what came over here? Any observations?
It does
Students, any
not.
observation? Yes, 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 yes. That's the difference between get and post. Okay. So majorly that is the basic difference. So I'll specify. So we have, I mean, for a method property, for a method property, we have two values. One is get Of course, it is not case sensitive. Okay, and other is post. In get, so whenever we have added the query string, okay, the query string are will be visible. So that is termed as query string, means whatever the details we are entering, that is visible. Query string is visible over here, right? And if we talk about the post, in the post method, the query string is not visible over here, not visible. Okay, so what is the use of this, you may ask. So this is not good for security concern, right? For privacy concern or for security concern, not good, not good for security. So the post method, sorry, get method, okay. And for hiding or for security, the post method is preferred. For security, it is preferred, it is preferred. So this is the basic, uh, this is the very basic difference between the get and post. I hope you guys have understood the difference between get and post. In case of get, the query string is visible. In case of post, the query string is not visible. And the get is used for private, will not used for security concern. It will be good for security concern, the post. Okay, I hope you guys understood it. So then we can have several other form elements we can add. Okay, so what I'll do is, you may have seen it is not looking good. So the outline or the format, it is somewhat coming in different style. The alignment is not good. For that reason, what I'll do is I'll add this in a table. We can add this in table. Okay, how we can add in table? See, this is one, uh, this can be thought as a collection of two columns. Okay, this is one column and this is one column, right? So the labels are one column and the fields, the text box are one column. So in that way we can divide. So just I'll divide this into table. So why I'm doing is, I'm doing because it should look nice. Okay, for that reason I'm doing it. Mm, I'm adding over here a table. So we can add the table over here, table. And so this is the closing. I am closing once. Okay, we can add before a form, no matter. So I'll add over here before this starting the form, table. Okay, so and this should close once after the form is closed. So over here. Okay, so as I told, so we can format this. Click this format document. See here. So it is formatted. So why? So this is the beauty of VS Code. So everything will be easily justified. Okay, so now what I'll do is I'll add some table row. Okay, one table row I'll add over here, table row. Okay, so this table row, in that table row I'll close, I'm closing over here. After this, closing the table row, and this is the first column, right? For adding the column we'll use TD tag, as you know. So in TD we'll specify the first name. Okay, we'll add over here first name, closing the TD. Okay, fine. And after that, after that, it will appear in the first column, that is first name. In the next column, that text box should appear. For that concern, I'm adding over here the text box. One more column, TD. So this should close after this, right? So after this, we'll close this. Yes, it is closed. Fine. See how it looks now. Simply see. I think it is not okay. Okay, what has happened? Table row. Okay, once I'll format the document. Okay, so table row is started over here and it is closed. Fine. So let me check now. Okay, actually here it came, right? First name here it came. Okay, table here it came. So it is somewhat looking good. So, but for each and every field, I'll do the same thing. I'm just aligning the things, right? Aligning. So table row I'm adding over here, and then here I'm closing the table row. Similarly, this is the first column. The first column, this should appear. Yes, in the second column, the text box should appear. Yes, I have closed. I'll do for each and every field. So I'll format the document so it will be good to know. Fine. See, similarly, I'll do for this attribute, in this field as well. Table row, and over here, this is table data. This should close after the this label. Table data is closed, and here table data will start in this column. This number box should appear. So I'll close this table data and we need to close table row. Fine. Again I'll format. So formatting will, it is easy to rectify any error or any problem. So that is the one basic use of formatting the page in this VS Code. Again I'm doing same table data. So in the first column, so the register button should appear. Okay, and in the second column, this should appear. The reset button. I'm closing over here table data. I'm closing the row. Row I have closed. Fine. Sorry. Yes. Just formatting once again. Fine. Yes, it looks good now. So now we can see the rendering of it. Fine. See over here how good the rendering is, right? So earlier, so the alignment was not good. Okay, so this is just placed in somewhat the leftmost corner. Somewhat it is not looking good. Okay, so simply by using the table tag, we have somewhat aligned properly, and we can have several other attributes. Several other form elements as well. So as I told, we have okay, we may have. So what are those attributes? So as I told, we can add radio button. So we can add a radio button. Sorry. Yes, I'm reading this. Yes, we can have radio button. So what a radio button is, we'll see. We can have radio button, and we can have a checkbox. Okay, and we can have a text area. And we can have any others. Yes, select box or drop down. Select box is also called as drop down. Okay, we'll use it everyone, each and everyone. So we'll see. So now I'm going to add over here in the row wise. So in the next row I'm adding, simply I'm adding what I'm adding. So say I'm adding the languages now. Okay, our programming skill. So programming skill I'm adding. So this should be in table data tag, table data td, programming skills. Over here I'm closing this. Then after that I'm adding checkbox. Okay, checkbox, I'm adding the checkbox. Say I'm adding over here. For adding the checkbox, we can have the same tag. We can use the same tag called input tag. So first we need to add td. In that td, we'll add input. Okay. Input in input uh, type attribute will change. In type attribute, we'll specify a checkbox. Okay, checkbox. That's only box. I'll close this. We can name this checkbox something. So what I'll do is I'll add C. Okay, after C, there should a checkbox should appear. Okay, and name, we can assign the names for this particular checkbox. Say C. Okay, I'm closing this. I hope you guys are understanding. Please let me know once when you are finding difficulty to know this. Okay. Okay, fine. So again, we can add. What I'll do is I'll simply close this. I'll close the table data over here. I'll add one more column, table data. So in that, I'll add one more language called uh, say Java. Java. After Java, there should, I mean, the checkbox should appear, right? For adding the text box, again we'll use in tag, you know, input type is equal to what? Type is equal to checkbox only. Checkbox. We can name this as Java. Java. Fine. And closing this input and closing this TD. Okay. And now I'm closing the table row. So simply I'm making the format. Okay. Formatted the document. Let's see how it will be available. Okay. So it will display a programming skill in a row, and in that row there will be C. After a checkbox will appear, Java after that a checkbox will appear. So we'll see the output. Yes, we have done something wrong over here. I think we have not closed correctly. So let us see what has happened over here. Input type is equal to checkbox. Name is C, name is Java. Table row is closed. Or else what I'll do is I'll add this. Okay, I'll add this in this column only. I'll remove this column since we have used only two columns in each row. So I'll format it. Okay, I'll run it again. Fine. See, yes. I hope it is visible to you guys. Is it visible, students? But the thing is, I have added. Yes, I have added after the buttons. Okay, we need to add it before the buttons. See, we can select it. Okay, programming skills. I have selected C. I have selected Java. Okay, so this much of any number of checkboxes we can add into our web page. So that is what a checkbox is. This is how we can add a checkboxes. Simply, I am doing it before the okay, I will format. Okay, it looks good. Looks good, right? So we can add skill code to okay. What told is a radio button. So before the programming skill, we can add over here table row in the table data. The first column, what should appear? The first column, it should appear gender uh, label should appear. Okay, and we'll add one more column over here. So table data in the next column. So we will add the radio button. Okay, male. Okay, male. After male, it should display the radio button for selecting input. Type is equal to radios. See over here also, I'm using the same tag called input. Just I am changing the property called, I mean changing the value for property type. Okay, here I'm changing for radio. Okay, radio. So changing for radio. So we can name this. So I'll name this as something. See, I'll name this as gender GEN only. Okay, GEN only. I'll close this. Similarly, I'll add over here one more um, radio button for selecting the female. Okay, input type is equal to what? Type is equal to radio, and the name I'm naming it as same. Why? Because we'll see why I'm naming both. I mean, radio button as same. So here I'll add a label female. Female will appear. After that, there will be a radio button. Okay. Now I'll close the what I'll close. I'll close the column. I'll close the row. So row closed. Just I'll format it once so that it looks good. Yes, fine. Gender. So table row. Yes, yeah, everything is good. So now we'll check the rendering. Fine. See over here. See, we have gender. After that, we have this is called radio button. Radio button, and we can select only one among them. Okay, right? So we can't select both. So this is what the use of radio button. Why it is giving this functionality? We can't select both because here in the name field. Okay, here in the name field for both two. I mean for radio button, we have specified the name as name field. In the name field, we have specified GEN. If I specify any other thing, any other than that, so it is allowed to select multiple radio button. For example, if I specify this as GN1, okay, Gen1, and this is Gen. Okay, so I'll save this and run this once. So now, see, I have selected male. I have selected female as well. Is it clear, students? Are you observing the things? What all the things happening over here?
Yes, sir.
Yes, that's good. That is what the advantage of naming the same for any number of radio buttons. So for that reason, I have named it only the same name for both the radio buttons. Yes, this is, see, only one among any number of options we can select only one. See, either it should be male or it should be female. Okay, fine. So similarly, I'll add one more attribute or one more element called select box or drop down, as I told. Yes, we can add. So just I'm going to add that one. Programming skill. After the programming skill only, I'll add over here. So let it be. So table row. Okay. In that I'm adding the table data. In table data, select your state. I'm adding select your state. Okay, in the first column, and in the next column, so that state should I mean the list of states should display, right? So I'm adding table data. In table data, again, as for a radio button, for a checkbox, for a text box, for a number box, so all we have used the single tag called input. Okay, only the property we have changed. For the text box, we have specified type is equal to text. For a button, we have specified that type is equal to submit. For a submit button, for a reset button, type is equal to reset, we have specified. For a one more thing, I mean, for a radio button, we have specified type is equal to radio. Only the thing is we are changing the value for the type attribute only. Okay, here also we'll use one more tag called, here we can use select tag for adding the select box. Okay, select tag. Okay, select tag. So we can name this tag, name this field if you want. Name is equal to, I'll specify name is equal to state. Okay, then in the state we have several options. So again, in the state tag we have one more sub tag called option tag. Okay, in the option I will specify, say I'll specify Karnataka. Okay, I'll close this option. Okay, option is closed. Similarly, I will add one more option. Any number of options we can add. Since we are going to display the list of states, Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu, yes. I'll closed. So similarly, I'm adding one more state. So then we'll see the difference. Option over here. The state name is Kerala. Kerala. I'm closing the option. Then okay, fine. We have closed two time options. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. So table data close, table row close. I'll again format this so it be readable. Okay. See here, I had two attributes, two columns. One is in the one column, so select your state, and in the other column, it will ask you to select. The list of states. So now I'll run this. So I'll save this. Okay, I have saved it. Fine. Yes, over here, is it visible, students? Here there is an option. There is a field. Select your state. In front of that, we have an option to select the Tamil Nadu, Kerala, right? So we can select one among them. So this is called selection box. I hope you guys understood what are the different form elements and how we are using the different form elements and what are the different tags for using those form elements. Is it clear, students? Yes, anyone, please? Is it clear till now? Any doubts? Anyone having any doubts? Yes, I hope this is clear. So the observation, so what is the observation? So the observation is, so we have several types of, tags, several form elements, say radio button, text box, check box, select box. Okay. So then I'm interested to know what are the tags used for this particularly. So for radio button, we have used a tag called input tag, but the type property is what? Type is equal to only we need to specify radio. That is the differentiating thing. So I'll use one more page. So the similarities I'm going to discuss. Radio button. Okay, radio button, checkbox, checkbox, and for submit button, and for reset button, and one more is what? One more is text box. Yes, text box. For all these tags, we have, I mean, for all these elements, we have used a single tag called input, right? The tag is what? Input tag. But the property, the value for type attribute will vary. Here the type is equal to what? Here type is equal to radio. We have specified type is equal to radio. And for a checkbox, what is type value? Yes, anyone, please? Please, anyone?
Checkbox.
Yes, that's good. Fine. So thanks for answering. So checkbox. Right. And for submit button, what is this for submit button? What is the value? I mean, what is the type value?
Submit.
Submit. That's it. Submit. Okay. And for a reset button?
Reset.
Yes, reset. And for a text box?
Select.
No. What is for a text box? We have used a text box over here, right? See over here, for adding for name, for entering the name, we have used a text box. What is the value? Type value. Type value is text, right? Text. Okay. And one more tag, I mean, element we have basically, that is button element. Okay. So this is again different from the basically a submit button and reset button. Submit button functionality is once the data is collected, so that will be transferred to the page which is specified in the action attribute. And what is the use of reset button? The use of reset button is once the data is collected and whenever the reset button is clicked, so all the data will be reset, all the data will be vanished, right? So then what is the use of button element? So basically button element is used only for event handling, and this also uses input tag. Okay. And for this, the type attribute is equal to what? The type attribute is button only. I hope you guys are understanding the things. Is it clear? Yes, students, is it clear till now? Anyone having any doubts? Please let me know how we have created a select box, how we have created a list box, check box, the radio button, then the text box, then the submit button, then the reset button. Anyone having any doubt? One more we have left, that is text area. Okay, text area. So we can add text to area as well. Okay, I'll add the text area as well. For text area, we have a tag called text area only. Okay, we have a tag text area. So using this tag only, we can create a text area. We'll do create this using a text area. So we'll see how we can create. So I'm adding over here. Yes, over here. After that, selecting the state and all. So I'm asking the user his address. Okay, address. So address, we are asking the user to enter the address. Okay. So then over here, so in that, I mean, the next column, we'll add a text area. Okay, text area. In the text area, we need to specify the number of columns. Columns means how many characters we want to insert. We want to insert in a single line. Say 50 characters are allowed to insert. And we have one more, rows. Rows means how many number of lines of information a user can enter. Okay, say 3 lines of information he can enter. Okay, so um, I have closed this text area. Fine. So now see how it looks. Okay. Fine. See over here, text area. Only the thing is the table row tag is not closed properly, so that's what the problem. So let's see where we have did mistake. Yes, here it is. So we have started table row over here, and actually I'll format this so that things will clear. Okay. Address, table data, okay, table data, text area, rows, text area is fine. It's fine. So it is not giving. Yes, fine. Yes, students, is it visible, right? So you are able to understand how we have created. See here, maximum we can have enter 50 characters in a line, and we can enter multiple lines. I mean, 3 lines of information, 3 lines of information over here. So this is what a text area element is. I hope you guys have understood all these different elements of a form. Is it clear till now, students? Anyone having any doubts? Yes, students. Any doubts? Any doubts? So far, what we have learned is, what we have seen is, we have seen how we can create a form. Okay, how we can create a form. Okay, create form. So with the help of, basically we have used with the created the form with the help of form attribute, sorry, form tag, and in that form attribute we have majorly discussed two important properties, two important attributes. One is method, one is method, the other one is what? Other one is action. Okay, for a method attribute we have two options. One is post, or other one is get. What is the use of post? Anyone please? What is the use of post? Post attribute. What is the use of specifying post in place of method attribute? What is the use of specifying get in place of method attribute? Please, anyone? We have seen the difference, right? We have seen, we have observed the difference by running it.
What is used for privacy purpose?
Yes, 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 yes. That's good. That's fine. Thanks for answering. Post is where the query string is not visible and it is used for privacy purpose. And get is where the query string is visible. Okay, it can't be used where the privacy is important, right? And what is the use of action attribute? What is the use of action attribute? What is the use of this action attribute? Anyone?
Transferring the data to other file.
Good. It is needed. Whatever the data is collected, that will be transferred to a other page. So that is what the basically use of it. Okay, we will specify any file name. So basically server side file name will specify. We'll do it once we'll start PHP, learning PHP. Okay, so how we can transfer the data as well. Okay, then we have seen different form elements. So just I'm revising the things which we have discussed today. Different form elements. We have seen how to create a text box, right? How to create a text box, and we have seen how to create, uh, say, a select box, check box, then radio button. Then we have seen whatever else. So checkbox, radio button, and text area as well we have discussed, right? Text area, and then submit button, and then reset button. I hope these many, form elements are clearer to you guys. If you have any doubts, feel free to ask me. Any doubts? Anyone having any doubts? Or anything missing over here? Any field, any radio button, checkbox, text area, select box? Yes, all is covered over here. Anyone having any doubts? Please let me know. Yes, students. Anyone having any doubts? Any doubts? I hope it is understood to you guys. If you have any doubts, please let me know. So for the today's session, we have discussed sufficient things. So any doubts, please ask. Otherwise, we'll take a photo of a session and we can wind up it. Any doubts? Anyone, please? If you don't have any doubts, just speak out. No doubts, right? So please, it is just you are acknowledging the things. Any doubts, students?
Doubt, sir.
Okay.
Can you please show the codes? Can sir I take a screenshot of it?
Sure. 100% right. See, this is the code. Okay. Actually, I have saved it all in a single folder by name GC Barbour. If you want, I can share these after each and every class. I may upload into a drive and I will give you the link so that you can access these. I mean, the practicals we are discussing in the class, which we are discussing in the class, right? For the time being, take the screenshot if want. Otherwise, what I'll do is I'll just post it in a Google, in a drive and share the link so that it is accessible to you all guys. Okay, is it over, Aishwarya?
Yes, sir.
Yes, fine, thank you. So then,
Excuse me, sir.
yes, sure,
Sir,
please,
we can
yes.
also use label tag, no, sir, for labeling the
Yes,
fields in.
yes. That also can be used. So in place of this, simply I can use a label as well. No issue. See here, label I have used. Over here in the label, I am adding the gender. So we can use that tag as well. No issues.
Yes, sir.
Yes, label I have added, but it doesn't make sense. Actually, we can add a label as well using the label tag, or simply we can write in terms of normal text. So that is also sounds good. No issues. Okay. Any other doubts, students? Any other doubts? I hope no such doubts till now. I'll share that these programs with you guys as well. Okay. Thanks for joining in. So just turn on your camera so that we can take the picture of today's class. All of you turn on. I have also turned it on. So please turn on everyone. Yes, I'm not seeing anyone switching on your camera. Please, just a second. Within a few seconds, I'll take the screenshot and you guys can left. Yes, students, turn on your camera. Mm, I'm not finding anyone who is turned on. Aarti, Nandini, Aishwarya, Niveda, please, please, Abhirami, Akshaya, Ansi, Aparna, just turn on your cameras. Am I audible? Students, am I audible?
Yes.
Yes, please turn on cameras. No one is turning off on the camera. So just we'll take the screenshot of the today's session. So later you can, leave the meeting. No one is still turned on. Turn it on. So any problem? Yes, please. I'm not even finding a single student who is turned on. Yes, Niveda, Aarti, Akshaya, Aparna, Ashwini, please, Belsi, Devdarshini, Divya, Gayatri, Hema. So I'm just speaking out all the names of the students who are present today, right? So just turn on your cameras. So it will not take more than 10 seconds. So then we'll leave the meeting. We'll wind up the session. Yes, anyone? Oh, it seems I'm asking anything. Uh, okay, students. Okay, we'll wind up the session. If you are not ready to turn it on, okay, we'll do it in the next session. You all can leave.
Thank you, sir.